Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, we're going to wrap up my series covering the new heroes for the Season 1 release. It's time to talk about Radiance. So we're going to continue the series. If you haven't already noticed, I've been posting all of these kind of little hero previews and looking through their kit quickly, and yeah, kind of just giving my thoughts as we go along. We've done it for all of the other elements, and last but not least, we are on Radiance. So Global is literally just around the corner. Tomorrow is the 18th, and you can, or today, depending on when you watch this video, and you can download the game today if you want and get started, set up your character, whatever. I'll be waiting until the 19th for my actual live stream to go and start fresh and create character and do all that fun stuff live. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. There's so many great heroes in this game, and if you haven't already heard me say it, this is one of those games that I think is extremely good about letting rares and epics be wonderful to use, and I think so many sound great in this so far for these new heroes being released. So we're going to start with the rares again, and then we're going to go onward. So let's get to it. Let's start with our first hero for this little update. We're on to Arlo, Outlaw of the Winds. So this is a rare rally hero, melee unit. His passive, the hero's basic attacks also deal splash radiant damage to other enemies within range of the enemy. Battle skill. Charges toward the enemy with the lowest HP, dealing radiant damage to it. And ultimate launches a leap attack, dealing radiant damage to enemies within range. If the hero has rally, when unleashing the skill, it consumes rally and ignores 30% of the enemy's defense. Okay. Potential smack with the ultimate. Single target though it looks like. But if you're on it, obviously with something like this, like rally, you want to have multiple units in the team that can kind of encourage each other, like someone that gives others rally, for example, helps keep it up on other people. That's really needed. So the more we want to make sure every time this guy uses his ultimate, he has rally. So that's something definitely with thinking about the new addition to the game of ultimate timing. We have AI presets for ultimates now. That sounds amazing. And if this is going to be a perfect example of when you would use that. He ignores 30% of defense if he has rally. So if there's a hero that has an ultimate that like gives or boosts or whatever enemy or other allies with rally, then you kind of want to have them use their ultimate before him. Yeah, words are hard. I'm having trouble explaining right now. My brain hurts. It's been a long day. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to try my best. It's been a really long day, actually, but good things are coming. Good things are coming. I'm so excited for this game, for the other game, for all the things. I'm excited. All right, and he does have an aura of attack all allies by 18% in all battles. Next, we have Farah, Guard of the Crescent Moon, another rare rally unit, melee also. Passive has a 75% chance to grant rally to an ally for 10 seconds when gaining rally. Okay. So that's a passive that's going to go well with the last guy. Battle skill launches attacks twice at the enemy, each dealing radiant damage, with a 50% chance of granting the hero rally for 10 seconds. Ultimate deals radiant damage to enemies within range. If the hero has rally when casting the skill, it consumes rally and increases the damage by 30%. Just like the last rare. So this is an increased damage by 30%, where the last guy was ignores 30% of defense. So it's different. It's gonna calculate differently. But same thing. You want to make sure rally is kept on this hero as much as possible. I'm really curious to see if any of these rares are actually gonna hit really hard too. Because wouldn't be the first time. We have Usha, who's an ice hero that smacks. We have Eli, who's a poison hero that smacks. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these rares actually do top tier damage. Alright, next we have Brawl Seller. He's a rare rally melee unit as well. The hero additionally obtains crit damage up for 10 seconds after gaining rally. A battle skill deals radiant damage to the enemy and ignores 30% of the enemy's defense. Ultimate deals radiant damage to enemies within range, gaining ultimate energy by 25% if any enemy is defeated by this skill. When casting, if the hero has rally, and rally is consumed to guarantee a crit hit. Oof, alright, these rares sound fun. Again, another example of ultimate timing. So this guy you'd want to be the cleanup hitter. So if you're using a couple damage dealers that have some big AoE smashes, you're going to want to make sure he's the last one to use his ultimate so that he can clean up whatever's left and then gain his ultimate energy back to come back and do it again. Interesting. I'm really curious to see how the AI setups are going to work because things like this are going to throw things out of a rotation. And it's not like you want the hero to wait on using their ultimate just because if they immediately come back to their ultimate, like in a few seconds, why would you want them to wait, right? Why would you want them to wait? So, I don't know. I'm really curious to how the AI presets are going to actually play into this game. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't started playing. I haven't looked at people doing the new early beta access yet, so we're going to have to see how that is. But I'm curious. Alright, and yeah, Aura increases all allies' crit damage by 18% in all battles. Did I already read that? I don't know. Anyway, okay, next. Yeah, a lot of these rares are sounding like they're gonna smack, especially the last guy. That sounds great. He's like a cleanup hitter, that guaranteed crit if he has rally. So many fun things. I'm really liking the way that they make these guys synergize. Alright, we have Kayla, Wizard of the Crescent Moon, a rare rally ranged unit. Basic attacks have a 30% chance of being enhanced to spread after hitting an enemy, dealing radiant damage to enemies within range. Battle skill has a 100% chance of gaining 20% attack up and granting it to the ally with the highest attack for 5 seconds. Okay, that sounds solid. Ultimate deals radiant damage to enemies within range. If the hero has rally when casting the skill, it consumes rally and increases the damage dealt by 35%. So you're noticing the trend here. This is kind of a repeating pattern. It does make like every character sound like they're made to be crazy damage dealers so far though. But I guess that's kind of what rally is all about. Alright, so now we're on to Caldor, Guard of the Crescent Moon. A rare support melee unit. His passive gains defense up 1 for 10 seconds when casting a skill. Then when the skill takes effect on an ally with less than 60% HP, it grants defense up 1 to the ally for 10 seconds. Battle skill grants ally protection to the ally with the lowest HP for 5 seconds. And ultimate heals allies within range. Aura increases all allies' HP by 18% in all battles. So I'm curious to see how he scales. Like, how does his heals scale? Heals allies within range. Is that heal based on their HP? Is it based on his HP, his defense, his attack? What's it going to be based on? That's going to determine a lot of if this character is viable. But he kind of sounds like, you know, I love the melee ranged, the melee tanks. I'm surprised it says support. I feel like it's more of a tank, honestly, where they're going to be on the front lines and they're going to keep everyone else alive. But if he's melee unit, then he's going to be attacking with his basic skill. So it's just a little bit confusing. It sounds like a tank to me, something like Furbot that has like the heal as well with his ultimate, but a lesser version, a rare version. So I don't know. Sounds like there's some potential here. Alright, we have a rare defensive melee unit. Maybe a proper tank this time with Dane, spelled differently than our other Dane. Tribal Defender. Passive grants the ally with the lowest HP within 1 tile around the hero defense up and equal to 30% of the hero's defense at the start of combat. Okay. Battle skill deals radiant damage to the enemy with a 75% chance of inflicting stun status for 3 seconds. And ultimate grants ally protection to the ally, grants ally protection to the ally for 10 seconds. To the ally? Do they mean to what? To all allies? An ally? With the lowest HP? Be more specific. And damage reduction to this ally and nearby allies for 10 seconds. So I'm assuming the grants ally protection part is maybe again on the ally with the lowest HP like the passive, just not worded well. But the aura increases all allies' defense by 24% in dungeon battles. So maybe a decent tank if you need a rare option. Doesn't sound too crazy though, but I mean, ally protection and damage reduction is great. It just depends on how tanky he really is gonna be. We'll have to see as a rare. How are his stats? Are they bad? Are they good? I guess we'll see. All right, now we have probably my favorite that I've noticed when reading through these guys. But I mean, before I did for sake of making my tier list, we have Darius, Vanguard Lance. So I feel like this guy is a better version of Furboth, the guy we love so much as a poison hero. This is the Radiant version, but with an even better heal. Let's talk about it. So we have Epic. We're on to our epics now. Defensive melee unit. His passive, when the hero takes damage, there's a chance that the hero will gain 1 stack of defense up permanently. Cannot be dispelled. And this actually has a better description down below. You know what? Let's read the skills down below because this is the guy that the most people are talking about. Everyone loves him. Similar to Furboth. Whoa, lots of potential. Good tank. Whoa, tanky. You know, same amount as Furboth for the defense healing, except he covers the whole board. Lots of really great comments here about, yeah, using him, and I think he's going to be amazing. But what you can't see here that I'm popping up on the side really quick is it says when the hero takes damage, there's a 50% chance that the hero will gain 1 stack of defense up permanently. This cannot be dispelled and is capped at 20 stacks. And the defense up increases 2% of defense. So up to 40% increased defense on this character. 40%. All right, then this other picture here shows his battle skill. Deals 400% radiant damage to the enemy with a 100% chance to knock up the target. Giggity. And then grants recovery upon hit or recovery over time to the hero for 10 seconds. So the way this was worded before, it sounded like there was going to be multiple recovery over times, but he gets recovery over time. So he's going to crowd control. Knock up the target means unable to launch basic attacks or cast skills. So he's going to crowd control the enemy, and then he's going to put a little continuous heal on himself. Then the ultimate, which is a full board ultimate, as you can see in this little corner right here real quick, dispels the hero's debuffs. So just his debuffs. He takes off his debuffs. Really good. Really, really good. Because if he's defense-based and he gets a decreased defense debuff, there goes his defense for his heals, for his damage, for his whatever. That's definitely something to think about, so that's going to really help. So he dispels the debuff, and then he heals all allies, the full board, by 600% of defense. So that's just amazing that, like, if he has a decreased defense debuff, he will take it off before he heals the allies, which is based on defense for heal. He just sounds so good. I think OP is a good point. I think he's going to be one of the best tanks in the game, if not even better than Furboth. So I'm looking forward to using him when I actually do make a Radiant and or, Lightning team. This is going to be the guy I 100% hope I have on my roster. And this is the guy, if you have him or Sagomir as a tank for Radiant in your pool of heroes to pick this guy. He's just better. I'm sorry, he's better. He's just better. Alright, and now this epic is Hexandra's twin sister, aka Catherine, who does show up in the main story. The Remnant's Son. Epic support unit ranged. Her passive, when the ally's HP is fully restored, 50% of the extra healing from the hero is converted into a shield for 10 seconds. Battle skill heals the ally with the lowest HP and grants the ally defense up 2 for 5 seconds. And her ultimate heals allies within range and grants them debuff immunity for 10 seconds. Debuff immunity can come in handy in so many places. There's a lot of annoying debuffs with poisons or burns or decreased defense in places you want to be able to prevent it or cleanse it. And this could be a great option as a healer in something maybe even like Vortex, if you have one person to cleanse, one and she's placed in defense immunity, you might not even need to worry about the cleanse depending on your timing. So you could just use a healer instead. Like, there's so many options for support and survivability if you have someone that can put up debuff immunity and prevent those debuffs from happening in the first place. So I'm definitely curious to see how she does. Doesn't sound like she's the best healer. I think her actual skills seemed a little bit low when people looked at her in game, or her multipliers, but I'm curious to see if she will be a good one. But I love the debuff immunity and the heal together. It makes her sound like she's great support no matter what. Alright, this guy's fun. We have an epic here, Tathlon, Eyes of Clairvoyance. Epic support ranged unit. Passive, every 6 basic attacks grants a rally ally with rally. Wait, grants rally to an ally? Wait. What? So, every 6 basic attacks, he'll grant rally to an ally that is a rally type hero. That's a confusing sentence. Alright, battle skill. Deals radiant damage to an enemy while recharging a rally ally. A rally ally. A rally ally. With 10% ultimate energy. Ultimate. Launches 3 attacks to enemies within range, each dealing radiant damage. If the hero has rally, when casting the skill, it consumes rally and grants 20% attack up to all rally allies for 10 seconds. That's what I'm talking about. That's the ultimate that you want to place before you have anyone that does damage, and their damage is based on whether or not they have rally or not. This is exactly what we want to see. Very good hero. Sounds like he's going to enable a team very well. And his aura increases all allies' crit damage by 30% in Grand Gladiator Arena battles. So maybe he will be a great... I mean, sounds like he might be some damage and support, honestly. A lot of the support units actually hit really, really hard, so could be fun to see if he actually puts out some good damage and he really enables a rally team. He might be a top-tier option for Arena and even PvE. Alright, and an epic unit, Dueling Rusty Nail. So, this is another Radiant hero. A bunch of these guys look like they're more ice heroes. So many that were added have blue to their tones, or this guy literally has ice in his mallet. I don't know what's happening. Looks more like an ice unit, but okay, he's Radiant. We're gonna go with it. Alright, so the hero, passive skill. Actually, you know what? There's another one that looks just like him. Did they mix their hero visuals? They could have the wrong one. There is one guy that looks just like him. That might look like it, that looks golden. That would actually meant to be Radiant. Maybe they mixed that up in their situations, but I don't know. Anyway, it's Radiant. We're gonna go with it. Passive skills, alright. Defensive unit, by the way. The hero takes 1% less damage for every 3% HP lost. So a little bit of damage mitigation as his HP gets lower. Battle skill deals radiant damage to enemies within range with a 75% chance of inflicting taunt and attack penalty 1 for 5 seconds. And ultimate grants ally protection to allies within range for 10 seconds. And grants defense up 2 and recovery over time to the hero for 10 seconds. Aura grants all allies defense by 30% in Grand Gladiator Arena battles. So again, another great sounding tank. Seems pretty solid. Lots of protection, damage mitigation. Definitely an option as a tank, but I can't see picking him over the guy that heals. Unless, for some reason, that just doesn't translate as good as it sounds. But I still think Darius sounds so much better overall. But this is, I mean, this is really valuable. Ally protection and defense up and recovery over time to him. That's going to help. But the ally protection to allies within range, if he's got really good base stats and you can build him super tanky, sounds alright, especially with the taunt. This might be something that's more for Arena, like it says Grand Gladiator Arena, and the other guy, Darius, used for more PvE. So maybe that's the separation. Alright, we have an epic rally unit here, melee. So this is Getuna, Craftsman. Craftswoman. They always say man, but it doesn't matter. Whatever. Passive skill, when the hero gains rally, they flash to the furthest enemy, dealing radiant damage to them. This skill only takes effect once per period. When the hero gains rally. Did they give themselves rally? It doesn't seem like it. Alright, a battle skill for 8 seconds after being cast. Each basic attack deals an extra radiant damage. Ultimate deals radiant damage to enemies within range. If the hero has rally when casting the skill, it consumes rally to deal extra true damage. There you go. That girl is gonna pair well with the guy who kind of sounds like he's going to enable it pretty well. What was his name here? Let's Tathlon. Tathlon, Eyes of Clairvoyance. He seems like an enabler for rally teams, and that sounds like a perfect match. I like it. Alright, now we've got our final epic support unit that's ranged. This is Groom. Groom. To use. Luminora? Luminora. I don't know. Okay, passive skill. When inflicting a debuff on an enemy, there's a 30% chance of dispelling one debuff from a random ally. Interesting. Battle skill deals radiant damage to enemies within range with a 75% chance of inflicting blind and attack penalty 1 for 5 seconds. Ultimate launches 3 attacks dealing radiant damage to enemies with a 30% chance of inflicting stunned for 5 seconds. An aura increases all allies' resistance by 40 in all battles. So we got some crowd control and dispelling of debuffs along with it, with a resistance aura. Really interesting, probably more PvP, but there's definitely some places involving like waves where you might end up using that. But for the most part, that's not going to be a boss thing, so I would think this is more of a PvP thing, unless maybe stuff like City of Pillar of Trial or Feywild or something as well. Maybe. There's different resistances on some of those bosses and enemies, so some of those can be stunned and everything just fine. And last but not least is our one legendary added. We have Alton, Lute of Joy. He's a rally ranged unit. Get ready for it. Passive skill. When a rally ally attempts to cast a skill that consumes rally, if they have rally, there's a 50% chance for them to gain damage bonus for 10 seconds. If they don't have rally, there's a 50% chance for them to gain rally, which will be immediately consumed. Rally enabler. Bonuses if they have it. Battle skill fires 3 orbs at random enemies, each dealing radiant damage. If the hero has rally when casting the skill, it consumes rally and increases the orbs fired to 5. Decent battle skill for sure. And then our ultimate unleashes a domain for 10 seconds, increasing the hero's passive triggered chance to 100% and firing an orb every 2 seconds at a random enemy to deal radiant damage. If the hero has rally when casting the skill, it consumes rally to reduce the orb interval to 1 second. Wow. And increases all allies' crit damage by 30% in all battles aura. Definitely sounds wonderful. Absolutely sounds like a top tier legendary for a rally team. I think they did really good with all of the legendaries this round. None of them sound terrible. Very good, very good. And that's how it is. That's all we got. That's where we're wrapping up, guys. This is the last of the series from the new heroes. And sorry I didn't get really a chance to make videos on the other heroes that were older, but we'll be doing that as the season comes out. Plus, I'll be making a free-to-play series where I play only epics and rares and free legendaries that come in the game only. So that'll be really fun. Looking forward to doing that. I'll have more info on that soon. And I will be live on live on Twitch for the global launch on September 19th. I'll be live for a while, guys. So stay tuned. I'll see you soon or in the next video.